Hello everyone, we're back. Dee here along with my dear friend Miss Lucy.
Hello.
First off, we'd like to apologize. We kind of took a break in October and it was one of those things where we didn't expect to, but it happened that way. But we're back
Yeah.
and we're excited to be back.
Yes, we are.
So for those of you that are new to our channel, what we do is Lucy does a read, I do a read, and then we do a combined read together. And then we usually pull one or two oracle cards for you. We also use the card for the month for you.
Year in review.
It goes from the year in review.
Mm-hmm.
So sit back, enjoy your read that's coming up.
Yep.
For those of you that are new to us, welcome. For those of you that are old and have been with us the whole time, thank you. We really appreciate you all very much.
We do.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Hello, Leo, and welcome to your November 2016 general read.
Hello.
That being said, remember that this is a general read. It may not apply to everybody. So go ahead and check your star, moon, and sun sign videos and see if they work for you too. We're going to go ahead and start with Lucy's. And the card that she pulled for the month
is the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is all about your heart. It says it's personal. So be open to the needs of your heart. Be open to your emotions, okay? But don't let them overshadow reality, and don't smother people with your emotions. Sorry, peanuts in my teeth. And then we come to the King of Pentacles. Now, this is masculine energy. It's about success and status. Shows that he's confident, secure, successful, wealthy. Someone who is mature and dependable could come to your aid. It can indicate that. The message here is you've worked hard and long for what you have, and if you want to take a vacation, take one. Just remember, don't neglect the bottom line. And also remember that you have to come back. There are people depending on you. You can't stay away forever. That's what that says.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Knight of Swords. It's swift moving energy. And swords are about the intellect. So you see, he has his intellect, he has his truth, and he's holding fast to that. And the owl is there for wisdom. This means that you're committed and you're focused, and you know what your goal is. You know what you want, and you know how you're going to get it. Okay? So don't be so focused, so set on your goal that you lose sight of what is going on around you, because you could miss new developments in the situation that you're in. That is the Knight. And then we go to the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is about knowledge. You should see the priest here. The churches used to have all of the knowledge. Knowledge was concentrated in the churches. Whatever you were looking for was there. That's no longer the case nowadays. Knowledge is more disseminated. You have more and freer access to it. It's not just the rich and the wealthy who can learn, who can grow, who have a chance to improve their life, their status, or build a new life for themselves or status. That being said, don't discount tradition just out of hand. Take what tradition can show you, teach you, give you, and use that along with your own beliefs and your own set of values to create something useful and beautiful in your life. Make sure that what you're taking from this doctrine or from the institution that you go to matches what you are internally. It matches your belief systems. It's not contradictory to what you are inside, or what you believe, or what you want to show to the world. Okay, and don't just follow blindly along. You must be your own person. That's what life is about, is being the best you that you can be. Then we have the Five of Pentacles right after the Hierophant. Now, to me, the Five of Pentacles shows a need or a lack, either financially or in your emotional life. So, know that help is there, just like with the Hierophant. Know that the knowledge is there for you to reach out for and take into yourself. Know that you can seek what you need. Ask for the help that you need. Learn what resources are available to you. If you need counseling, go there. There's nothing to be ashamed of in that. If it's financial, seek help. There is nothing to be ashamed of in that. Okay? And then we have the Hermit. Now, the Hermit to me is about self-knowledge. It's about taking that respite, taking that time, however short, because you cannot back away from the world altogether. But taking that time for a self-examination, looking for your answers within, because those are the ones that will serve you best. Those usually are the ones that last. If you have fixed yourself in your belief systems, perhaps that's what needs to be changed a little bit, is the internal you, so that you can have a more productive life. Okay? So listen to the yearnings of your heart if you do. Use this time for self-examination, withdrawing for a while but not too long, because you cannot leave those that love you or depend upon you without your support. That's not the right thing to do. Don't avoid this because of fear or out of avoidance of pain. There's pain in life. There's no way to get around it. It's either now or it's later. Which do you choose?
Okay. So my card I pulled for the month is the Ace of Swords for my read. Now, the Ace of Swords is all about the mind. It's all about new beginnings and decisions when it comes to the mind. For some of you, it might be that this month might be a start of education for you, or you're actually going and doing something to strengthen your mind, but it's a new beginning. This whole month is going to be that for you. First card I pulled for you for the month is the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands brings a culmination of the creative process. And for some of you, you've had a whole bunch of ideas forming in your mind, but it's time for you to focus on the one. Now, if you see this guy here, he's looking at the one wand that's actually got some growth. So you need to put the other wands behind you, the other ideas that are not really growing or doing anything for you, and focus on the ones that are. And for some of you, I really feel that this is of a creative bent and more of a with your work. So you might have an idea or you might have a bunch of ideas, and it's like you're kind of scattered. You need to pull it down and focus on the one so that you can foster that growth and it continue for you. Because again, you got the Ace of Swords. Now, usually when we pull the same card, when we've done it with the year, it's almost like, hello, to pay attention, because there's some new ideas coming and there's some new
Direction.
Brainstorming that you need to go for. This is all about your intellect here and your logic. So you need to kind of put aside your emotions, because the next card I pulled, and I'm going to hold them both up at the same time, is the Nine of Cups. I really feel that emotionally right now, Leo, you are at a good place. You don't really need to worry about your emotions this time. This is about your thought process and the things that you're learning. So take this time to learn and to foster that. And don't worry about your emotions. Your emotions are going to be fine this month. Your love life is going to be fine this month. You're probably not going to have much of a love life at all, actually. But for those of you that are in a committed relationship, there's definitely steadiness throughout the month. This isn't going to even be a concern for you. So put it aside if you think it's going to be. Because the next card I dealt was the Hermit. Now, like Lucy talked about in her spread, the Hermit is taking the time to spend time with yourself, to do things for yourself, and to kind of get back into your own headspace. For some of you, you may be avoiding it. You need to not do that. You need to come back to reality and focus on what you need to focus. And in fact, I know somebody's listening to us right now and going, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I should be doing that. it is time. You can't avoid it all the time. You got to come back and deal with these thought processes that you've got in your head. So this month is all about doing that, especially when it comes to the spread, because the card that I pulled at the end is the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is somebody who has seen battle. He's wise and cunning, and he is somebody that has a lot of energy, and it's like a burst of creative insight is just gonna come and flood and follow you at the end of the month. So it's almost like this is going to open up a dam for you that's been fogging up your head, and you need to focus on the growth that's around you. Focus on your mind. Don't worry about your emotions. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. That's not the time for this. This is your thought process and finding out who you are and moving forward. Okay, now we're going to do the combined read, and it's kind of funny because what happens usually is Lucy pulls her own, and then I pull my own, and then we come together. And it amazes me how often, and I know it does for her too, that our draws are very similar in some ways. And it's the same with this particular next read. It kind of flows really well. All about the heart and emotions, all about the mind and the head.
And ideas and truth and
So this is going to be a little bit of warring for you this month. You're going to have a lot of emotional stuff, and you're going to have a lot of head. Heart, head. That's what it is, man. Yeah. It's all about the heart and the head for you guys this month. Yep. So don't let one cut through the other. Don't let one weep over the other one.
Right.
You're going to have to maintain a good balance this month. Okay.
Don't let your emotions overshadow reality.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because he's somebody that has all this stuff.
Yes,
and he's somebody that's looking forward to the growth so that he can have all this stuff.
Yes.
So I think for some of you, you're right in between the two of them. You're getting close to getting what you want here. And if you keep focusing on the growth, that'll happen.
Well, this mature, dependable Pinnacle King here could come to the aid of this up-and-coming young Nine of Wands.
You know what? That's right. They're very good. And there's somebody who needs to talk to somebody who is in very good control. Oh, in fact, that's financial. Okay. There's somebody that has a financial situation and you don't know exactly where to invest. You need to talk to somebody about it because you got a little bit of growth going here and you're like, oh, I could probably get a little bit more. You need to talk to the King of Pentacles or somebody that's a King of Petals. And that'll be somebody that's an earth sign. And just kind of talk to them, find out so that you can foster that growth that you got. Wise. The Knight of Swords is brash. He's blunt, but yet he's cunning. And it's almost like this is
what he wants, and he knows how to get it.
You need to sharpen your wit and your clarity of your mind.
But it's also swords are about communication skills too. So there you go. The Knight of Swords. He has his sword upheld. He has his truth. He's holding it in his hand. He's holding to it tightly. But you see, the owl is there for wisdom and communication.
So think before you speak.
Yes. Don't just go in there swiftly saying, I know I'm right. I have my truth. Think.
Because you'll cut people up. Especially when you've got two swords. You'll cut people up. And you don't want to do that.
Communicate.
You're talking about a learning institution or a religious institution. And then you're dealing with your emotions. And I really feel that for some of you, you're emotionally tied to what you believe religiously or what you're doing education-wise, and it ties into your emotions. And I think you're going to get emotionally fulfilled when it comes to this. For some of you, it might be starting a new education and growth, but there's going to be emotional fulfillment in this. And don't be afraid to take that leap and to maybe some of you are questioning whether or not you should go back to school. Go back to school. You know, this is a time for your mind to be expanded and to learn new things, and you've got a good opportunity to set that up. The Five of Pentacles is about that want and feeling like neglected and feeling like
that lack.
Right.
And feeling need.
So if you start to feel this way, you need to pull back into inside yourself. Don't focus on what somebody has around you.
Right. Don't focus on what you lack.
Or what the Joneses have.
What you have. Yes.
Right. So take the time to really sit there and say, hey, okay, this is what they've got, great, but this is what I have. Focus more on the positive instead of the negative, or you're going to feel this neglect and this want and this entitlement in a way, and you don't need that this month. You need to rely on who you are and your growth, not what everybody else has, because you're not everybody else, Leo. You're not everybody else. And then end up with a hermit. Okay, again, the hermit, being into yourself, but yet being brash. So the hermit knows who he is. He's not afraid. He takes that time, but he knows who he is because he's taken the time to do it.
Yeah.
So you need to take this time to really do that so that you can stand up and be blunt and be bold in who you are and not be afraid to bring out these new ideas because there's something you've already thought about in there. Don't let other people sway you. Be your own man. Be your own woman. Do that way.
Be your own person.
Be your own person.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to point out the fact that we have 3 pairs of 2 cards. You had 2 Ace of Swords, you had 2 Knight of Swords, and you had 2 Hierophants. So this is your mind, Leo. This is that taking the time to really get to know yourself and your thought processes. Don't let everybody else influence you. You've got a strong mind. Have the confidence that you need and be blunt. But yet, don't go the other way with it.
Don't cut people up with your truth. You don't have to do that. You don't have to cut them to the stump,
So you're going to have to self-check yourself, because I got the Shimera as your one of your oracle cards. And this one talks about a clash of ideas, but then going into wild fantasies. You need to keep yourself as rooted and grounded this month, because imagination could cloud your judgment. So it's okay to have flights of fancies, and that's part of our idea process. But when you're focusing on that and the fantasy instead of the reality, that's going to be a problem for you. So the next card that Lucy pulled totally ties into this, because this is going to be your key to get to where you want to be. And that is called education.
It says, life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now is the time to go back to school. Ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action might be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now is a time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know yet.
And it's being teachable is when you can learn so much more in the long run. Because if you go off cocked and arrogant and say, oh, I already know this, then you miss opportunities. I'm going to be a little personal here, because both Lucy and I are in the medical profession. And one of the things being in the medical profession that we are is the fact that you have to be open to new ideas and open to new ways to help promote the healing process in people. If you close yourself off, you miss opportunities. And you have to know who you are and be confident, but yet be confident enough to say, I don't know. I don't know, and know what your resources are and find them out. So Leo, find out what your resources are this month and use them. Focus on your growth. Don't think that you know it all to the point where you miss out on these opportunities and you let fantasies, take a hold of you and have you run away with it. It's okay to take this time, and it's okay to say, I don't know. In my job, I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I don't know what it is I have to do, but I know my resources, and I know who to talk to, and I know what to look up for, because I've taken that time to realize I can't know everything. You can't know everything, Leo. It's not possible. You may think you do, and you can be self-confident to do, but it doesn't always happen that way. So be teachable, be open. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. Work on yourself and your mind process, know that everything else is going pretty good, because all we're getting is this for you
Yeah.
guys this month. Don't be afraid to ask advice. Don't be afraid to go to that learning institution. Don't be afraid to learn. All right, I think I've kind of hammered that in. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. All right, Leo, have a wonderful month, and we'll see you soon.
Goodbye.